Here's that music. Hello, everyone. Not that song. We're on StreamYard here. We're broadcasting to about 8 different social media. It's part of my marketing for Phone Ring. We're going to talk about a couple things. My favorite little beer here, good old Bud Light with lime. If you wish you had this. The best popcorn in the world. We're going to talk about why people fail. We're going to talk about the silliest thing I ever heard, an eviction moratorium in Los Angeles. And we're going to talk about should we send condolence cards to the late great state of California? What do you guys think? These are things I want to talk about. Feel free to join me. Let's get that music a little lower right now. There we go. We got rid of that. Feel free to join me. Put your questions in the comments section. Look, even Lynn Wagner is even here. Hi, Lynn. I'll let you in a little while. Do you have your adult libation like I do? No? Okay. Well, first thing, today was a long day. This is one of my favorite beers. I'm not a particular Budweiser fan, but I love anything with lime. And this is a really tasty, refreshing beer. It's no IPA, believe me. But it's a good beer. And let me pour some here. And Budweiser came out with this, and they've come out with other flavored beers. Some of them are a little too sweet for me. They have a grapefruit beer, a lemon lime beer, like an Earl Palmer, all kinds. But I love lime. I've always had lime. If you've ever had a Corona, they always give you a lime with it. And I kind of got used to that, especially living in California. I'm in Colorado right now. Next week, I will be in North Carolina, working, closing on some deals and things. But they use real lime in here. And it just smells. It's nice. It's subtle. It's not overpowering. So I salute, kampai, l'chaim. What else? Ein Prosit, German. I'm trying to think of some other toast to your good health and continued prosperity. Okay. Yes, I know I need a haircut. I'm getting around to it. It's just when you have a hair that grows like it's a weed and manure in Oklahoma, you just can't go out and get a haircut every day. Hey, anyway, to your health. That is so good. That is so refreshing. Favorite popcorn. I love popcorn. Social Experiment says, hello, Uncle Claude. Thank you. Hello, Social Experiment. Pop Secret. I love Pop Secret is the best popcorn. My wife, Claudia, got me a whole bunch of it, and it just like every kernel pops in it. Love it. We're going to talk about a lot of things before we do that. Let me say hello to Lynn Wagner. How you doing, Lynn?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing. Let me see that T-shirt. Faith over fear. I love that. That's a great shirt.
Yes. Do you want to hear about my beer?
Yeah, talk about your beer.
Okay, so I went to Trader Joe's today, and I got a Corona knockoff. And it was warm, so I had to put it on ice, which I don't normally drink out of a glass. I prefer the bottle, but
hold up the bottle. Let's see. Oh, Trader Joe's. Trader Joe's. I love Trader Joe's has a great, it's a small beer section.
Yes.
But they have great beers there.
And they sell single beers. So if you don't know if you like something, you just buy one at a time.
All right. So is it better than Corona? Corona's a very I like Corona. It's a very popular Mexican beer. Very popular.
Yeah, I prefer dark beer, so I like a nice Dos Equis or Tecate. So I bought this in the dark version. I just haven't opened it yet. I literally just got this like an hour ago.
Looks good. If it's from Trader Joe's, it's really good. I like did you ever get the wine? It used to be $2 Chuck. It's $3 Chuck right now.
I got one of those too.
Yeah, they're red wines. They're Pinot Noirs. They're Cabernets. Yep. They're excellent. I would love, I'm a wine snob. Claudia and I belong to a vineyard in California in Escondido. And, it's one of our treats. We're not materialistic people, but we love a good bottle of wine once in a while. Sometimes a good bottle of wine costs $35 to $50 from a vineyard. Yeah. And it's really good. But what's amazing to me is I can have a cheap bottle of wine sometimes and I'll say, "This is so good."
Yep.
My favorite discovery of wine is from a vineyard in California. It's called Jam, and they make a Cabernet and a Pinot Noir called Butter,
Oh wow.
and it's in a yellow label, and it's about you can get it on sale for about $17 a bottle. It tastes like a $50 bottle of wine. It's that
Wow.
good. It's that good.
Who makes it?
Go ahead.
Who makes it? Who's the vineyard?
I'm sorry.
What's the vineyard? Who makes that? Or is it sold outside of California?
I think it's called Jam, like peanut butter and jam. Speaking of peanut butter and jelly, how you doing, Mr. Jasso? Hi, Ben.
Good afternoon.
Ben, you got to get back. You got to get faster Wi-Fi one of these days.
Yeah, he's frozen.
He's always freezing.
We put the order in for the router upgrade.
Yes. It doesn't matter how fast your speed is if you're using an old router. And what I've discovered is I need to replace my modem router. You don't need the two devices anymore. You've got to replace them almost every year and a half, 2 years now. The technology keeps changing and changing, and they love. And I buy my own. I don't rent it from Cox Cable or anything. Another favorite wine before I forget, it's a good California wine. I love Pinot Noir. Pinot Noir has the highest concentration, by the way, of resveratrol, which is supposedly very, very good for you. It's minute amounts, and it's called Meiomi, Meioni. It can be as much as $27 a bottle, but every now and then I find it on sale for $15 to $18 a bottle, and it's brilliant. It's that good. It's so good.
Yeah, when I lived in Milwaukee, there was a very small grocery store that would just randomly sell really good bottles of wine for $80 bottles of wine for like $20. And this was normal. Every day they'd have something. So I would just go there and I would drink the $80 bottle of wine that I paid $20 for. And I didn't notice any difference sometimes from the $3 jug.
You want to have my old favorite college wine. Remember the stuff, Night Train, Annie Greensprings, Apple, what was it? Boone's Farm, Apple. Yeah. And my favorite was Carlo Rossi's Paisano. You could get this gallon bottle for like $3.95, at least when I went to college. Now it's about $12. Yeah. And I think it's a very good varietal wine.
I saw that at Trader Joe's today. It was like this. It was like 3 liters. And it was $20. I almost bought it, but I was like, where am I going to put that?
Well, it's just a good wine. And every night you have a little. So when I have friends over, I like to do a blind wine test. Okay. And I'll pour the Carlo Rossi, the cheapest stuff in the world. But I think it's very good. I think for what it is, it's very smooth. It's fruity. It's got a high level of sugar, but it's a nice wine. Mm-hmm. And I'll pour this in a glass, and I'll ask them, do you think this is a $5 bottle of wine, a $25 or a $50 bottle? And they'll normally give it the higher rating. It's really funny. And every now and then someone will say, oh, this is definitely $25, $35 bottle of wine. And then I'll pull out this jug. It's not a nice way to treat your dinner guests, is it?
Oh, funny.
It is. But anyway, I love my. What are you drinking there, Ben?
Nothing yet.
Too early.
A little later.
Oh, all right.
Never too early. We're just going later.
Sometimes it's a little bit too early. You got a problem when you're thinking of your first drink of the day at 12 o'clock.
Midnight?
No, afternoon.
At this age, yeah.
Everything in moderation. My grandmother, who lived into her 90s, always every night had a shot of schnapps, whiskey, German for whiskey. My mother-in-law, who I'm going to be visiting, it's going to be her 95th birthday. She loves a good old blended scotch on the rocks. I'm trying to think of the name of the grouse, famous grouse. She'll have a big old glass every night, and she'll She's good with it. She's 95. I'm not going to argue with a 95-year-old that she can't drink.
No, let her have it. Enjoy
Let
it.
her have it. And she's sharp as a whip and everything.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah. It's amazing. One of the topics.
Oh, boy.
Go ahead, Ben.
I was saying, when I was a boy, the elders, the grandparents, they would, after the holiday dinners and what have you, they'd go downstairs, play pinochle and out the scotch, and all the issues would come forward. A year's worth of backlog would get cleaned up.
What is better? I'm serious. I go back. What is better than a good blended scotch on the rocks? What is better than that? I like scotch. Does anybody? I like a blended scotch more than that expensive stuff, that Glenfiddich or single malts. Maybe I have a palate. We have a new person on here, Mr. Ming. How are you?
Hi, everyone. Nice to see all of you.
I mean,
where are you from, Ming?
Actually, I'm from Montreal.
Montreal. Okay.
And we know you love a lot of beer. So if you have the chance to come to Montreal, that will be great options for you. There's a lot of brasserie.
You guys, I love Canadian beers. Labatt's Blue. Okay. It's your Budweiser up there, isn't it?
Yes, we do.
Yeah.
And Moosehead.
oh, I forgot about Moosehead.
Moosehead is a little. I used to drink. Moosehead is a little bit. I think it's a high alcohol beer. Am I right, Ming? Or
well, I'm not a drinker, but
okay.
I know you're very knowledgeable. So congratulations.
I'm not so knowledgeable. I can't even tell you how beer is made. I just tell you what I like, what I don't like, and I love when I get a bargain or something like that. Absolutely. So I'm glad you joined us. It's wonderful to have a Canadian on board here.
It's a privilege for me to be here with you, Uncle Claude.
You're welcome. Thank you. I have a story to tell you guys. I actually prepare these things, the question I'm going to preface before I tell this story is, why do people fail? Why do people spectacularly fail? And we've had an accountant, a marvelous gentleman. He's fantastic. He has taken care of my company for almost 30 years, and he just retired. He got into his 80s. He said, I'm going to retire. And he did our corporate taxes, our personal taxes, my kids' taxes, our trust. We have a very complicated tax situation for my business. We pay all our taxes. We pay quarterly. We pay state, federal. We have all kinds of things, and that's not what your Uncle Claude liked to do. This is one of those things where you pay somebody, and who cares what they charge you, because they save you more money, and you don't have any trouble with the IRS or feds because you're giving them their pound of flesh or whatever. We take every legal deduction. Anyway, the guy, make a long story short, he retired. And Claudia's going to me, I can't sleep at night. We got to do our taxes. We need somebody to prepare and get the 2021s going here. April is coming real fast. And our taxes are complicated. It's a lot of different things. So I'm going around. I'm asking friends and people. I'm on Colorado because we have a Delaware corporation, but I do all my taxes in Colorado. This is our base of operation. And so I've been asking all my friends for who do you use for your business, and we had like 3 people told us they couldn't take us because they were so busy. They had so many clients. Then we called up a few other people, and they wouldn't return phone calls. So I've got like 6 people I've contacted. 3 told us no, can't take any more new clients. The other 3 never called us back. And then I did something. How many people here are Yelp fans? I love Yelp. Okay, you guys, are you not familiar with Yelp at all? Yelp is fantastic because there's really, I think, honest reviews in Yelp. People have to register and be accountable. I got the world's greatest plumber in California. We needed a plumber so bad. And I went into Yelp, and I love when people answer their own phone. It's something I say all the time. Call me, I answer my own phone. And I called up this guy, this wonderful gentleman, and he said, I can be over in 45 minutes. He came, and his reviews were great. Came over, fixed it. I thought he was going to charge me $500, charged me $1.25, $125. Don't you love do you ever get one price in your mind and you're spectacularly surprised it's a lot less? So naturally, I'm in love with my plumber. So we got a great plumber. So I said, let me do the same thing for my accountant. So I went into Yelp. I typed in Denver. I went in there and I went all through it. And you can send out a notification. I need a CPA, a tax attorney, a tax preparer. Do you think anybody called me back?
Yes.
What is with people? What is that? What is that about? They're getting an email, they're getting a text, they're in the system. What is that about? Yeah. So I went through it further. I broadened my search. I went out a little further. You can set the geographic 25 miles, 50 miles. You know, I set it for 100 miles, and I was looking through, and there was this one gentleman, and he had about 25 five-star reviews. And everybody, you could tell everybody said this guy was great. And so I said, I went to my wife, let's just do this. It worked for the plumber. I call it up. The guy answers his phone. And he said, send me your old tax returns. I'll look them over. I'll call you back today. Did he call us back today? Yes. Did he set up another appointment for Monday? It wasn't about the money for me. I wasn't looking for the cheapest. I just wanted somebody reliable who returns phone calls, answers their phone, and has very good reviews. I hired him in a New York minute. Why is that so? Why is it so hard for people to understand this? Would somebody help me?
Well, if you allow me, I think people are not desperate, especially when they're accountant. You know, they feel that there's more demand for accounting than anything else, meaning that even if they call them, if they're very busy, they'll probably not call you back unless they care about their reputation. So if they build up their reputation on Yelp, as you said, so most likely if all the review is positive, I mean, they don't want to lose their reputation. So that's why it pushed them to willing to call you back to set an appointment just to avoid, to maintain that reputation and also give you a service that they already pushed themselves to make you feel that you're getting something out of it.
I think success is just, thank you. I think success is just picking up the phone, talking to people, even if it's one prospect a day, no matter what business you're in. Ming, are you in real estate? A lot of us are.
Yeah, I'm in real estate. Yes, indeed.
Okay. How do you find properties? How do you find investors? How do you find buyers, tenant buyers, or signees?
The way I do it usually is with linking with real estate agent. I connect with many different real estate agents. Some of them, they the more you connect with a real estate agent, the more possibility when they have something for you, they will call you and see if you're interested or not. But sometimes I'm less interested because maybe I don't feel it's the real deal. So this is what
I agree completely. Call real estate agents and say, hey, I'm an investor. I'm a buyer. This is what I need. This is what I expect from you. Can you give me leads? Can you give me motivated sellers? Can you do this on a week? Can you do research and get back to me by Monday morning, 10 o'clock with 5 properties I can look at online? And get other people working for you and multiply your energy instead of getting in your car and driving around a lot of people drive for dollars. There's nothing wrong with that. But if you could have other people do the work for you for free, isn't that smart? But I'm just back to my premise though. I had to go through 9-10 people before I had one person who answered their phone, called me back, was delightful to us on the phone. He's very successful, had all these great reviews. How important is social media marketing, getting third party, and I don't mean those BS testimonials. You guys know what I mean by BS testimonials? You know, the ones you don't, those little quote marks, or they're standing at the convention and the guru is right there. You know, they won't say anything bad about them. Okay. I mean, real testimonials. That's why I love Yelp. because I think if you need a plumber, you need an accountant, you're looking at restaurants. Restaurants. Oh my gosh. You guys ever use Yelp before you go to a restaurant? I do. I
Not
want
yet.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, before I go, every now and I remember we had some friends in San Diego, and they told us about this restaurant, and I never heard of it. And I went on to Yelp, and I saw some of the reviews said This is my pet peeve. Okay, this is how anal I am. It said it was dirty bathrooms. You lost me at dirty.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
You lost me. I called up my friend and said, "Nah, we can't make it tonight." I didn't want to insult him, but if a restaurant is dirty, or if the bathroom is dirty, what do you think the kitchen looks like?
I'd be the same way, Claude. I wouldn't go either.
Oh yeah.
Well, Yelp seems to be, from a customer perspective, which is an honest testimony or real review. You're not having another investor vouch for another investor because they're trying to get business, or you're not doing business to business review. Like I don't know if you guys have ever used Alignable. Have you ever heard of that? Alignable, AIGNABLE.
No, tell us what that is. I never heard of it.
I didn't know either till just the other day, but I had worked with a couple, or spoke with a couple of realtors over in Arkansas a couple months ago, and she sent me like an invite to it. But it's a way to get connected to people in your area of business. And so with that, it searches through all of your contacts, and it gives you a blanket ability to just like send it out to everybody. Well, apparently a lot of people know about this because there was a ton of people that I knew that were using it. So I thought, okay, I'll see if I can send you guys some sort of an invite to get you in. I'm not exactly sure how it works, but I can figure it out. But anyway, so it's some people, some of them are kind of bogus. Like some are just like, oh, if you give me a good recommendation, I'll give you one. I'm like, that's useless, but it's something. It's a place to start.
Exactly.
But it's not Yelp, like you said.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
On my webpage, and I've had great success. When I have a client who I think, go ahead. I'm sorry. Ben, was that you?
Well, we have Nextdoor, which is a local. You guys probably have it too, but it's more localized. It's an app to allow people to look very accurate, from dog to any process you could think of. It's been great, spot on.
When I have a client, I mentor people in sales, in real estate, in marketing. When I have a client who's happy with me, which is, thank goodness, knock on wood, majority of my clients, I say, could you do me a small favor? Could you do a little video? What you like, what you didn't like, what is the value, and just 30, 60 seconds of your own words. And I put it into my webpage. I use Book Like a Boss, which is the world's greatest webpage for a consultant, mentee, coach. And it's an amazing webpage because it has introduction. It has a video from YouTube. Excuse me. It has my products. It has a calendar. And then on the bottom, just one sheet, so you don't have to hit a million tabs and there's no pop-ups. It has the testimonials. And these are heartfelt. You can tell they're real testimonials. They're people, they're wonderful who, I'm getting a little feedback here for somebody. I don't know why. Okay, it's gone. I get these real testimonials from people, and it's fantastic. And then people call me up, they text me, they schedule with me, all from that one webpage. I do a lot of social media marketing, and I have this thing. I've been using Yelp for years, so they upgraded me so I can do these. I get a higher up the attention or whatever they call it from Yelp. So an ambassador or something they call me. So when I put a review in, it goes right to the top and everything. And I love giving good reviews. I do very few bad reviews because I don't want to hurt a business unless they really have it coming. Bad service, bad food, it's dirty or something like that. But I rarely do that because I just don't want to hurt somebody's business.
Right.
But I love praising. I love when you ever go to just a good Italian restaurant or something, and everything came together. The service was good. The food was hot. and everything, and it was a good value. I'll go home and do that little social media to help them out.
That's nice. Does anybody know anything about the Better Business Bureau? I just got a call from them, and yeah, so they wanted to. I had people coming to my website that I wasn't expecting because I got published or whatever by being through the Knoxville Chamber. So then the Better Business Bureau called me and said, you better get accredited or whatever. Which actually, what?
You see me turning my head. I'm sorry.
They know.
Can I say it's what, $300-400 for the BBB?
Yeah, but with that, there was a what did she say? Some sort. I didn't do this yet, but there's some sort of an app or something that allows you to get these testimonials. You can send it to people and just get a quick testimonial. So that's what made me think of saying it because of that, and it gives you some credibility.
Would you like to save three? I used to belong to the BBB because I thought it was real. I dropped them because bottom line, even if you're not a member of the BBB, they still have to give you a rating if you're an established business. And I've always had an A+ rating. Mm-hmm. So why am I paying $400? If my customers are happy, I do business the right way, I don't have to pay the BBB because they already have my business on their webpage.
Do you get accredited and have like that certificate that you can put on your website? Which I don't know. It seems for someone starting out, it seems like not a horrible thing.
I'll tell you. You know what?
Instant cred.
Here. Maybe I'm a cheapskate. Okay, I've had my Bud Light, so the truth comes out. $300-400 here for this page. $200 here. $500 here. After a while, I think Senator Everett Dirksen, a famous politician in the 50s, 60s, used to say $1 billion here, $1 billion there. Pretty soon you're talking about real money. Today it's $1 trillion here, $1 trillion there. Mm-hmm. Do you really? My bottom line is I don't mind spending money if it's going to make me money more than I'm paying.
Right.
Okay. The one guy on Yelp, it didn't cost him anything. He has a Yelp page. It's free. He had great reviews. He told all his customers, if you could do me a little favor and put a nice review. He had all these 25 5-star reviews. Didn't cost him anything. Great value. Should he upgrade to the more professional thing for $100? Probably, because he just got me. He's going to make thousands of dollars a year for my company's taxes. Okay, that's a good value. Is the BBB going to make you money?
I guess I assume so, just because I would have that instant credibility. They're not going to make me money, but having that accreditation behind my business name, I don't know. I guess I didn't know.
Let me ask you the question, and you guys, Ming and Ben, you can jump in if you want. How many people have called you and said, I want to look you up on the BBB? How many prospects or clients were derived from the BBB?
A few actually called them. That's why they called me and they said, we have to make sure you're a legit business. So then I thought, okay, well then I better do something. I didn't know that. Had they not told me, I wouldn't have known. So that was valuable.
Yeah. And that's their marketing thing. Oh, all these people are going to your webpage. You need to sign up. But if they're going to your webpage and you have an A+ review, which I assume you do.
I will, or yeah.
You have it already. As long as there's no complaints or anything, you have an A review already. Okay. So why pay for something that you have for free? Tell me I'm crazy. Ming, Ben, what do you guys think?
Well,
I didn't realize that.
With your permission, I think you're right, Uncle Plug, when you mentioned about marketing strategy. I think they might want Lynn to jump in and be part of the BBB. By maybe making some calls and say, oh, I received some call from someone. Would you like to be part of it? This is what I think. But clients coming from BBB and say, oh, you have a great review, I'm going to buy from you. I don't think there's people will be doing that. Maybe spending more money on Yelp, I guess, if there's a marketing tool that would be more.
How about free marketing? I go on YouTube. Okay, I have thousands of followers on YouTube. I get a majority of my business from YouTube, and it costs me nothing. In fact, Google sends me a check. I get thousands of dollars every year from Google. I always talk about this. I put up content, 2 to 4 minute, compelling content, and people watch it. And then there's a little banner. Once you get enough subscribers, You can insert banners and things like that, and you can monetize it, which is the brilliance of. Did you ever see these people have millions of followers? You know, these
How does that happen?
superstars on YouTube. Do you know why they do that? These people are getting 6 figures a month. Okay. I have 9,000-10,000 followers, which is fine. That's all I need. I don't need 1 million followers for what I do. I just need a small a group that generates warm leads for me, and my business thrives.
So what do you need to do in order to get that monetization? Like, is there something special you need to do once you start posting?
You need 25, I believe, unless it's changed, you need 2,500 subscribers.
Okay.
So did you ever see at the end of the videos, hey, hit that thumbs up button, hit that subscribe button, hit that little bell, right? That's why they do it. Do you ever follow, you go on to YouTube. I love YouTube. You guys go on YouTube every day like me? I love YouTube. I
learned so much from YouTube.
I do. It's fantastic.
I learned how to fix my sink. I learned plumbing.
Yeah.
Seriously, I did it all myself, and it was easy. Yesterday, I learned how to do Google Analytics because I hate that kind of stuff, but I figured it out for my websites, how to do that, get it all set up. And it was like, okay, it took me a couple hours, but I did it.
Yeah. YouTube is fantastic. YouTube is really my search engine now.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I mean, I'll look up things, a question or an idea comes to my head. Right away, I got to type it, or I'm going to ask Siri to search it for a video or something like that for me.
Yeah, better.
I just love it. You guys I need to get another beer. Can you guys carry on here for 38 seconds? Lynn, you're in charge. You're the group leader. I'll be right back.
All right.
We'll do our best.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So I don't know, that BBB thing I thought was interesting, but I didn't know that you could get it for free. I don't know how he finds this stuff out. Ming, are you on?
Yeah, they have to.
Or what, Ben?
Go ahead, Ben.
I think they do have to. They do have to recognize you. That's true. I've been on there when I had a brokerage. It's I would say ability sure, but along the lines of Uncle Claude's teachings and the method, equally so. And as they say, if you don't hold it, you don't own it. Check me out on YouTube, or I'm proud of my reference. I have local references, 20 years business. Check group of my private Facebook group like that, where you say, I'm on Facebook. I'm really, and you begin to have a discussion. Rule of 5. It's more in your repertoire, more tools. If you say to, a buyer, are you on the BBB? They got nothing to talk to you about. But if you say, you on YouTube? I'm on YouTube. It's working great for me. Please check me out. Do you like YouTube? And they'll go, you see where I'm going? And
they follow you and you subscribe. Every day I get notifications of people I follow in real estate, marketing, sales, beer, all kinds of, I'm a foodie. So I love Mike Chen, who's a great foodie. He travels all over the world and he loves buffets. Do you know who I'm talking about, Ming? Mike is great. He's a New Yorker like me. He just loves to try. And I think he's a multimillionaire from his videos. And he just goes to buffets and Korean barbecue and he goes all over the world and people watch him eat. And
so you have subscribers from other people subscribing once you've subscribed to them, right? They subscribe back to you. Is that how that works, kind of?
I don't not necessarily know.
Okay.
They can. Click.
Yeah.
You can. I put in comments sometimes, and I hope when I put in enough comments, and sometimes I can promote myself. By the way, I have some more information about this topic from the speaker at my webpage. You can't be crass. You got to be a little stealth, a little subtle, right, and everything. But Mike Chen, I love this guy because he makes me hungry. I watch him eat this food and these buffets and everything. and the guy's in great shape. I don't know, and he'll go to like 3-4 restaurants in one day and eat all this food. And he must get huge. I mean, he'll do a video. He'll do a video and he'll have like a couple 100,000 hits in the first 24 hours.
Wow.
You know, just like that. And that's brilliant. And you gotta, it's a really amazing social media marketing. As long as you put in interesting content that's compelling, contemporary, interesting, non-commercial. Nobody wants to watch a video that's about a long commercial. It's an infomercial. That's really, you know, we have a very short attention span, I think.
Yeah.
And I get all my leads for my real estate, for my sales, gut sales training business, everything through social media. I spend about 30 to 60 minutes a day putting out this content. And thank goodness I developed a very loyal following.
Claude, did I ever tell you how I learned about you?
No, bathroom wall. You found my phone number at a bathroom wall at the Chuck E. Cheese Pizza Palace.
I think it was Chili's, but I'm not sure. No, Joe McCall had something.
Yeah.
And this was years ago, 10 years ago or whatever it was. And then I just started watching you because I subscribed. And then I like that when you subscribe to something, it just pops up in your feed magically when something's new. I like that.
And Joe is great. Is his partner, Gavin. I have known Joe for about 20 years. Joe and I have done seminars together in Hawaii and stuff like that. Joe is one of the few gentlemen in the real estate business. He's in St. Louis and he's great. And I like people who are honest and accountable, who give value.
Yes.
Well, maybe I'm old fashioned, but I don't think you can text your way or email your way to people and get likability and trust. I think you have to have a presence with them.
Yeah.
And speaking of presence, MLB Property, I think, is that Michael Buckles in Atlanta, Georgia. How you doing, Michael? Michael's another one of my clients. Michael and I go back at least 10 years. Amazing. Good to see you, Michael. Oh, thank you, Michael. He gave me "You're the best." That's great. Thank you. This is the thing. Can you lead by? Can you be totally transparent? I'll use a great millennial word. I'm not a millennial, but I love the word transparency and honesty. Can you make a lot of money by telling the truth all day long? And you get into trouble that way too, by the way. Can you tell the truth all day long and have a successful business?
I hope so.
Yeah. You can.
Yeah.
You can.
Right.
Absolutely. I believe in
you can.
Telling people. Yeah. I got in trouble the other day. I had one person, and they said, "Claude, I'm doing this, and Guru told me to do it this way." And I said, "Well, can I tell you the truth, or should I just make you feel good here?" He said, "No, tell me the truth." And I said, "You're going to get mad at me," because he spent a lot of money on this Guru and everything. I said, I would never do business that way. I think it's misleading. I think it could hurt your reputation. I just don't think it's a good way to do business, you know. And he spent a lot of money on this, and I just said, you know, you're in real estate. All you got to do is speak to a few people, get a few deals every month, and you don't have to have 100 deals. You just have to have 1 or 2 deals, you know, and that can make you $25, $50, $100,000 a month, and you can have a great life. Absolutely.
So I just talked to a guy today. This was interesting. I don't know if you guys have ever done this, but he buys land and wholesales it. He found a
Henry Serrano.
Nope.
Oh no, Henry's one of my students. That's what he does.
Oh, well, this guy told me about this thing called the 80-20 rule. So if you find a developer and you JV with them, 80% of the value of the house, you know, 80% is the value of the house and 20% is the value of the land. So when he JVs with these developers, once the house is built on the land he supplies, he gets 20% of the total. I don't know if that's normal, if that's just what he's worked with these developers, but he's like, I supply a plot of land that's $3,600 and I walk away with 80 grand. I'm like, oh, and then he's got like 33 plots and he's set for life. So that seems, I don't know if anyone's ever heard of that type of a.
What is it, Lynn? What does it say on the Missouri license plate?
Show me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say, when people tell me, "Oh, it's so easy. This is the way we do. We've been doing this for 20 years. Oh, it's great." Show me.
Well, I mean, I wasn't even really working with him, so he wasn't telling me that for any reason. It was just I had no reason not to believe it. But if that is a thing,
just say, "Show me." You know what happens, Lynn? When I ask him to say, when I say, "Hey, that's great. I'm glad you've been in business. I'm glad you're successful. Could you show me? Could you share with me?"
Well, I asked for the guy's name so I could call it myself. I did one better than that.
Good for
I'll
you.
call that developer myself.
Good for you. Good for you. Guess what happens to a lot of people when I say, "Show me"?
Yeah.
Oh, well, Claude, we can't do that. We got to protect the privacy. Or wait, you just told me you're in business for 20 years. You got all these people. You got this great organization. You don't have 5 people I can talk to right now who you've done deals with who will vouch for your veracity. You don't have that, right? And right away, what's going through my mind? I have this special. Something's wrong with my DNA. I have this thing in the back of my neck. It's called a bullshit meter. And it just goes off all the time. Because if I went to anybody else, I said, "You know what? I want to do business with you. Could Claude? Before I do this,
I was
Ben, you got a really bad delay.
I was going to say when I was. All right.
Go ahead.
All right, I'll sit it out. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. We have to wait about 15 to 20 seconds whenever you want to speak, though. There's this long. Whoa. My beer can.
As a contractor, I had a lot of guys would come up to me and say, I can do this all. I'm talking dozens and dozens of people. Maybe 3 were that good. People who are magical are pretty busy. And they didn't have to show me. I could tell. I could tell by the way they carried themselves, the truck.
Okay.
I knew the right person to do it, and the rest was just a little.
You can make a judgment on someone instinctually. See, my mentor used to always say, "Claude, success and failure always leave clues." I remember I saw this one really popular in San Diego, this really popular speaker on real estate. He was an author of a book and everything. And when he went in the parking lot, he was driving a 26-year-old beat up Toyota pickup truck with rust and everything. And I said, I think a guy who's telling me how successful and rich he is, maybe he's not Sam Walton and he likes this old pickup truck. Maybe he just can't afford it. Am I being materialistic and snotty here? Maybe. Yeah. I think success and failure leave clues. Hey, I want to touch on one topic here before we run out of time. I read an article. Someone told me about this in California, that in Los Angeles, they have extended the eviction moratorium. Maybe it was you, Ben. I'm not sure. Or
that was last week. Bill Tan said that.
Bill Tan said that. Thank you.
Yep.
And he said they have extended the eviction moratorium in Los Angeles till 2023. Yep. I think that's insane.
Me too.
Why would anyone? And they have a housing shortage now.
It's insane.
Big problem. It's what, Ben?
It's insane.
I think it's insane.
Landlords are going to get, yeah.
Go ahead.
That's it.
Okay. I think who's going to invest in a rental property when the government is telling you that your tenants can live in there for free? Is it just me? Maybe it's me. I'm wrong. But we're a free enterprise. People buy homes, they fix them up, they put their life savings, they get loans, they fix up the home so other people have a good, safe, clean place to live. Their kids can go to school. And now you're saying, since COVID, that they can live for the last 2.5 years for free?
Yeah. I was shocked when he said that people are still offering over ask. That was the shock to me.
Well, it's supply and demand.
But
right
I
now.
thought everybody was leaving California.
Now, well, who's okay? And this goes to my next topic. Should we send out condolence letters or cards to the late great state of California? There was a famous book written, I think, in the 60s or early 70s. It was all a fictional story about California had an earthquake and the whole section of California fell off into the ocean and disappeared. Arizona was the new ocean front.
Yeah.
Okay. And it was all about California was the place where all our agriculture came from, all innovative ideas. It was a place of stimulation and excitement. What is going on and I love California. I live in San Diego. I've been there over 30 years. And I love the weather. I love the people. I can go skiing, the desert, or go surfing or play golf all in one day. It's the most amazing place. And we have In-N-Out burgers everywhere, my weakness in life. But the answer your question, Lynn, who are the people who are leaving? People are leaving California. What
Natives.
people are leaving?
Yeah.
Natives.
Natives.
Natives?
Natives. Let's talk economics here. Who are
Rich.
people who have money? They
Yep.
have their own businesses.
Yep.
They're retired. They don't have to pay. People are leaving, and they're moving to Idaho, New Mexico, Arizona, Phoenix, Arizona. Oh my God! All the millionaires are moving to a place called Pleasant Valley or something like that now. All the movie stars and everything. People are moving to these other states. Florida. Look at Florida, Texas, and a lot. So I think people who have the money, who have a portable business, which today anybody with good Wi-Fi and a computer, what's the big deal if you're doing your business on your desk in your home in California? What's the big deal about moving to Texas?
Right. Well, most of it's the taxpayers that are leaving, right? So they're going to leave California, no problem, without having anybody being able to pay taxes.
And here's my question, Lynn. Who's going to be left if all these people are getting really tired of a government intervention in free enterprise? They're getting tired of living in paying a mortgage on $1 million or 600 square foot condo with street people camping out outside. It's a problem. Yeah. I'm not making a judgment. It's a big problem, and they don't know how to deal with it. What do people do? They move. And California's had this ideology that, hey, no one's ever going to leave. We're California. People with money and businesses, those who can, will.
Yeah, or have already.
Yeah.
The homelessness is already a problem, and that's just going to go through the roof.
What's going to happen if a percentage of people leave your state? The people who are the people who pay taxes, the people who contribute to society. Yeah. Okay, what's going to happen to a state if the tax levels keep going down? You're seeing it right now.
Right.
Yeah. What do you think's the future of California if they continue on this path for the next 5 to 10 years?
County services will fall off. I mean, there's going to be nothing left. Roads will be in disrepair. Everything you think of infrastructure, there will be no one to do it. Or no money to
do it. Bankruptcy.
Orange County, I remember years ago, some of the counties in California who were declaring themselves bankrupt.
That's right.
What's going to happen?
City of Bell.
Go ahead. Okay.
That did happen. The city of Bell.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So I think, and I love California. I will always live there because I think it's the best weather in the world. I don't know of any other place that has the weather in February and March. It can be 70, 80 degrees. Just like Montreal, right, Ming?
No, that's not true. All right. It's pretty cold right now. It's -15 degrees Celsius right now.
Oh my God! I'm in Colorado here. I mean, it's beautiful. We get 300 inches of snow here. We're getting the alpenglow now. It's when the sun comes down and the mountains turn pink from the reflection of the thing. Ming, I want to ask you a politically incorrect question.
Please go ahead.
What the hell's going on in Canada?
Nah, it's crazy. You know what? I understand the situation for people who protest, but whatever the information they're sharing right now with the media, I think it's completely wrong.
Yes.
It's fake news. It's total fake news. People are not racist. People are very kind and friendly. Canadians are very kind, friendly, and they just don't watch the quote unquote the real news.
Right.
Which is some people who actually go to Ottawa and start filming and say, look at what's happening. We're protesting. We have the right to protest. That's the freedom. However, the media, whatever little Justin is having his own way of thinking. And it's just crazy. It's crazy again. But,
well, Ming, I think people here support you guys more than you know, because we know that whatever happens there comes here. And there's a lot of people that don't watch the real news. I haven't had a TV in years, but I'm dialed into a lot of other news and I see what's going on, and I'm grateful to what's happening there, because I mean, we see the millions of people that are coming and protesting and standing up, having parties and singing the Canadian theme song. There's no violence. The violence comes from the police and everybody else. So the truth is out. We may not be in the mainstream news, but we do see the truth.
Beautiful. Thank you for the American to also.
Yeah, we love you. We do love you and support you.
We love you too.
we know if things get too crazy here, we're going to run to Canada, man. Take us, we'll drink your Moosehead beer, and everything.
And something similar is actually happening in Australia too. I mean, that's a country of 25 million people, that entire continent, I should say.
Nothing.
Right, it's nothing. And over 1 million people showed up to protest. That's 1/25. That's what, 5% or so, or 4%. That is huge. So the media lies and says that it's 10,000. It's not 10,000. It's in the millions. So don't believe what they say. It's the same thing what's happening there.
If America ever got too crazy, do you think you could move to another country?
Well, even though what's going on here, it's still the best country we've got. Well, I mean, maybe not the best, but it's one of the best. I mean, I still love my freedoms and I'm grateful for them every single day. And I can't stand to see what's happening. But I also know that what happens in Canada eventually works its way here, and it doesn't take very long. So we do stand behind you.
Oh, yeah. I love the west side of Canada, British Columbia, Victoria. I've been up there, Blackcomb skiing and everything. I love it up there.
Yeah, it is a nice place. Canada, it's a very nice place.
It's so big. It's so big.
It's huge.
It's huge, and you have no people there. And you gave us Trailer Park Boys.
Pardon me?
You gave us one of my favorite series on Netflix. Trailer Park Boys.
Okay.
It's the most irreverent. It is the most horrible series of these guys who live in a trailer park. It's horrible, and I love it. It makes me cry. I laugh so hard. It's so funny. So I'm a Trailer Park Boys fan. But other than that, give me some other. So are things with the truckers and everything in Canada? Is that coming down? Because they were starting to do arrests and stuff. I saw.
I think they started today. They have like a line of police people start arresting people.
You have a parliamentary system of democracy. Am I correct?
Yes. So that's why everybody went to Ottawa, because that is the place where all the politicians kind of cast their vote or have their speech in front of the speaker.
Okay. And the most successful area is Toronto. And is that the?
I would say that Toronto, Vancouver, Montreal. These are big cities where there's a lot of population.
How's your French, by the way? I've been up to Quebec. It was like going to France, man.
No, don't say that. French people, they have it. Well, it's a different accent. It's a different accent. But yeah, that's okay.
But I love Quebec and Montreal is wonderful. But my 7th grade French is horrible. All I can do is find a bath. Oui, par ici la toilette.
Good, you have a great accent.
What is it?
It's
what is
very useful when you end up having to do whatever you need to do.
Oh, you're right. Yes.
That question, that is very useful.
Yes. Oh, and I can speak in 5 languages. I can find a bathroom or order a beer. And what did I learn in Louisiana, which is Creole?
Creole, yes.
Laissez les bon temps rouler. Let the good times roll.
Correct.
Absolutely. Anybody have a question or a role play? I think we solved all the problems of the world. What's the future for California? What do you guys say? 5-10 years from now, if things don't change, thumbs up, thumbs down?
Yeah, thumbs down.
Other than weather, Claude, what else would make a person want to go there? I understand the weather, but
it's beautiful. I mean, when you get up in the morning and I can go run on the beach, I can go to Coronado with friends and have a beer and go to the Hotel Del. I can go to La Jolla and watch the seals walking. I mean, California it's La La Land. It's beautiful. It's also very crowded. If you're on the freeway, which are they invented the term freeway. All our highways used to be free. Now they're charging you with that. You got to have that little sticker in your windshield and everything. And if you're on the highway at the wrong time in the morning or at 3:30 on a Friday, you just sit. Yeah. You don't move. And we have these giant 8-lane highways on each side, Route 15, 805, 5. And I love California. I love the people. I love the environment there. What attracted me to California when we moved there, I got accepted in law school. It was actually Claudia's, my wife's idea. We were in New Jersey and I said, I want to go to law school. And she said, I've been to San Diego. Why don't you apply there? Got accepted. We went there. I don't know if I think it was February or something like that. And we left New Jersey, which was cold and damp and wet. And and we got off the plane and it was like 72 degrees. And I said, I am home. This is the way I want to spend February's. Okay. And now I live part of the year in Colorado, which is, I wake up in the morning, it's 10-20 below sometimes.
Well, the silver lining for you is that if people leave, the roads will be less busy.
That is true. That is true. It's a great place to live if you are economically stable. Mm. I know a lot of people, husband and wives, have to both work very hard, a lot of hours just to maintain their mortgage, a disproportionate amount of their income. Yeah. People get paid very well in California. Yeah. Okay. We're La La Land. We're Silicon Valley, everything. People get paid very well there. But when 50, 60, 75% of your income is just going to your domicile. Wow. That doesn't leave much. That's not much left. And then people go into debt, and then they refinance their home. They get HELOCs, home equity lines of credit, and stuff like that. I've always have a love. I've always had a love affair with California. It was just, anybody here a Beach Boy fan? Remember all those good songs? Wish they could all be California girls and stuff like that. I've always liked that, but it's different for somebody who can afford to live there and then leave. My thing is, I don't take a vacation. I'll go to California for 3 months and then go back to North Carolina or Hawaii or Colorado, which I love Colorado too. Colorado is just magnificent. But so many people right now that I know are moving. Idaho. Have you guys heard about what's going on in Idaho? Mm-hmm. In Coeur d'Alene and Boise and stuff like that? Yeah. This is a little sliver state. It's a mountain western state. People are moving there. The real estate is doubled. over a couple years there. It used to be a bargain, Now they're in Montana. Okay. Do you guys, anybody here watch Yellowstone? Okay. Great series, TV series. Montana's beautiful. We almost moved there. I love New Mexico. These other states are just beautiful, and they're a lot less expensive.
I have a question, Alcon Claude. I want to know what happened if people cannot afford to continue to pay their mortgage, and knowing that you cannot evict people for 2023, for example. Maybe they have to sell those properties. Would that be a good investment to collect back those properties or buy back those properties in the future?
There's a lot, right now. It's a great question. We're seeing a lot of landlords who can't deal with the tenants not paying them on time or at all. They just want to get out of the real estate. Tenants and turlets. And the minute they put it on the market, it's gone.
Oh, okay.
Okay. But if you got a bad tenant in the property, they inherit that tenant in the state. I've always believed once I got my momentum going, good homes, good properties. When you're dealing with professional people, they don't want to ruin their credit. They're going to pay their bills and things like that. It's just that when you're doing very lower income properties, you're going to have a lot of nightmares and problems. You might even have it in blue collar and middle class properties, people who lost their jobs because of COVID. I think we're going to feel the ramifications of COVID for several more years.
Oh, yeah.
I really do. But the demand for real estate is still very high. I put that in our Skype group. The demand, there's no inventory in certain areas. People want to buy a home. I have a next door neighbor. She just put her house up for sale for $2 million. I'll make you guys a bet that she gets offers on this thing before the end of February. And today's the 19th. $2 million. $2 million. That's a lot of money. And it's not that big a home. So the demand is still very strong. Interest rates are going up. Inflation is going through the roof. I don't know if you guys are watching it. I think the government reports are 90 to 120 days behind.
Or lies.
Yeah, or lies.
Lies.
It's not good news for the government, so they don't want that out there. But I think, when I go to the supermarket once in a while, I look at certain prices, and I remember I told this story. I was in Costco a couple of weeks ago, and at Costco, you can buy like 5 T-bone steaks. They put it in a tray, and it was like $118 for 4 steaks. They were nice steaks. And there was another couple there, and I said, "Oh my God, these steaks cost more than my first car."
Yeah.
Are you guys seeing in Canada? Ning, are you seeing prices?
The price for the supermarket. When you go to the supermarket, the price has increased. Well, you're probably paying the same amount, but the products that you're receiving, it's been reduced a lot.
Oh, size.
Yeah,
you're right.
We're seeing a big thing in this country. Oh, we got to pay people at least $15 an hour to run French fry machines. Okay, that's fine. But what does it matter if you're making $15, $17, $20 to do a blue collar job if a loaf of bread costs $8.99?
Right. Well, even just at Trader Joe's today, I noticed they usually have
exactly what's
our price at like $1.99 and $2.99. Well, $2.99 is now $3.29. So that's 30 cents. That's 10% increase. It doesn't sound like a lot, 30 cents, but when you add 10% to your overall, if everything went up proportionally, that's your inflation right there.
Oh, yeah. And I think we're going to see a lot of it. And I've predicted a course correction or a minor adjustment by the third to fourth quarter. I just don't think things can't just keep going up and up and up forever. People can't afford things anymore.
Right.
And rental income, by the way, Lynn, rentals are what? Have you guys seen what rents go for?
Yes.
Oh my God! What's Ming? What's a nice apartment?
Oh yeah.
Well, actually, in Montreal, I would say that if the price has been stable, and also because of COVID, what happened is we have a lot of inventory right now for rentals. So that's why now some people are to attract people to rent their place. Sometimes they give like 1 month free, or
Really?
yes.
I think we're all.
This is Montreal, all right? Don't compare to other places. Like I know some places which is like an hour from Montreal. The price still there. There's no price reductions or discount. But in Montreal, there's a lot of property available for rentals right now.
Wow, that's great. I think we should all move to Canada pretty soon, right?
Too cold.
You know, yeah, too cold. And I actually have some tenants where they're coming from Toronto, and because they're working online, they're working from home. So instead of paying like $3,000 per month, they come to Montreal, they pay a fraction of it, and they still maintain the same salary, and they reduce their price for their dwelling, for the domicile.
I think people are going to adjust. They're going to move if they can afford it. They're going to move their business. Elon Musk is moving to Texas with Tesla. I think what's his name from Facebook? Help me out. Zuckerberg. Thank you. Isn't he developing a huge facility in Austin or something like that? Toyota moved to Texas. These companies are moving because they're getting better deals in other places, and it's more affordable to their workers. And even a nice place like California, with all its advantages, and it has many, I think people are saying, you know, why should I get a cardboard box behind the Walmart for $800,000 when I can move to Florida, and for half that amount I can get a nice home and I can run my company there, and get much more lenient tax incentives. So good thing. Hey, we got to go here. We're late. You guys are great. Thank you so much for joining me today.
It's fun.
I love this. It's just relaxed. It's fun. And you guys are great. Thanks for joining me. Have a wonderful, safe weekend. My name is Claude Diamond. This is Beer with Claude. Go to my webpage, claudediamond.com. I got a lot of free stuff there. And if you're in Canada, you can stay with Ming. Okay. Take care, everybody.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye, Claude. Bye, everyone.
Thanks for joining us, Ming. Come back, please.
Yeah, sure.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye.
Good luck in Canada.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, Canada.
Don't give it up.
It's a beautiful song. I really love it.
De fleurs en glorieux, car ton bras s'éporte. Okay, I don't know all the whole song, but
it's your country. You're supposed to know.
That was great.
That was great. Good way to end it. Take care, everybody. Thank you, Ben.
Bye.
Thank you, Lynn.
Bye.
Bye-bye.